I'd heard stories about the soul cairn, but never thought I'd see it myself. So far, it's about what I imagined. Just what my mother told me. I've also studied a little bit on my own, but there's not much. When something is trapped in a soul gem, and then the energy is used for powering an enchantment, the remnants are sent here. Well, I think it's specifically the black ones. I don't know if the soul cairn takes just any leftovers. Look at this place. Do you think anything would want to live here? The only things that can survive here are the ideal masters, the undead, and the souls themselves. Well, if you want to call that living. No, but there's no way she would have left it in Tamriel. She wanted to get it as far away from my father as possible. I can't imagine a better place. Then we find out where she hid it, if she's still alive. Well, as alive as she was before. Or is now, or... you know what I mean. Probably to avoid whatever my father would do to her if he could get his hands on her. Or maybe her plan was to come back, but she was stuck here. We won't know until we find her. I don't think anyone's ever met the Ideal Masters. I'm not even sure anyone knows what they look like. They could be underground, flying above us. They might be the ground, I have no idea. Lots of theories. Some say they feed on them like I feed on blood. Others think they use them as payment to an even higher power, almost like a currency. A very strange currency. Whatever they're doing with them, they've been harvesting for millennia. No telling how many souls are trapped here. Look around you. There are some extremely powerful undead here. Even a necromancer as seasoned as my mother would be willing to spend years trying to gain access to them. Exactly. It's a lost art. Most necromancers just raise up whatever bodies are nearby. A simple trick, really. Child's play. But bringing something from the soul cairn gives you something much more powerful. Well, that's usually the trick. It's possible to do it through a simple portal. But to finalize the deal, you have to travel here yourself, and most of them never come back. I don't think anyone... They could be underground, lots of theories. Others think whatever they're doing with them, they've been harvesting for millennia. No telling how many souls are trapped here. Look around you. There are some extremely... Even a necromancer as seasoned as my mother would be willing to spend years trying to gain access to them.
Damn Akaviri shaman. How could I know it would trap my soul?
I wonder if my family misses me. I wonder if they're still alive. How much time has passed? My ship. What happened to my ship? Where am I?
Mother? Mother!
Maker. It can't be. Serana?
Is it really you? I can't believe it. How do we get inside? We have to talk.
Serana, what are you doing here? Where's your father?
He doesn't know we're here. I don't have time to explain.
I must have failed. Harkon's found a way to decipher the prophecy, hasn't he?
No, you've got it all wrong. We're here to complete the prophecy our way, not his.
Wait a moment. You've brought a stranger here? Have you lost your mind?
No, you don't...
You, come forward. I would speak with you. So how has it come to pass that a vampire of mixed blood is in the company of my daughter? I find your choice of words quite interesting, considering that Serana is in far more danger now than she was following my foolish plan. Serana has sacrificed everything to prevent Harkon from completing the prophecy. I would have expected her to explain that to you. You think I'd have the audacity to place my own daughter in that tomb for the protection of her Elder Scroll alone? The scrolls are merely a means to an end. The key to the tyranny of the sun is Serana herself. When I fled Castle Volkihar, I fled with 2 Elder Scrolls. The scroll I presume you found with Serana speaks of Auriel and his arcane weapon, Auriel's bow. The second scroll declares that the blood of Cold Harbor's daughter will blind the eye of the dragon. Like myself, Serana was a human once. We were devout followers of Lord Molig Bal. Tradition dictates the females be offered to Molig Bal on his summoning day. Few survive the ordeal. Those that do emerge as a pure-blooded vampire. We call such confluences the Daughters of Cold Harbor. It's what some call the domain of Molig Bal, his place in oblivion. It was expected of her, just as it was expected of me. Being selected as an offering to Molig Bal is an honor. She wouldn't have dared turn her back on that. Now you're beginning to see why I wanted to protect Serana, and why I've kept the other Elder Scroll as far from her as possible. If Harkon obtained Auriel's bow, and Serana's blood was used to taint the weapon, the tyranny of the sun would be complete. In his eyes, she'd be dying for the good of all vampires. And how exactly do you plan on completing the prophecy without the death of my daughter? Have you been listening to me? Like Serana, I'm a pure-blooded vampire. My presence on Tamriel is as much of a danger as hers. You care nothing for Serana, or our plight. You see the tyranny of the sun as your chance at deification. And like Harkon, you won't hesitate to destroy anything that stands in your path. Serana? This stranger may call herself vampire, but she knows nothing of our struggle. Why should I entrust you to her?
This stranger has done more for me in the brief time I've known her than you've done in centuries.
How dare you! I gave up everything I cared about to protect you from that fanatic you call a father!
Yes, he's a fanatic. He's changed. But he's still my father. Why can't you understand how that makes me feel?
Oh, Serana, if you'd only open your eyes. The moment your father discovers your role in the prophecy, that he needs your blood, you'll be in terrible danger.
So to protect me, you decided to shut me away from everything I cared about. You never asked me if hiding me in that tomb was the best course of action. You just expected me to follow you blindly. Both of you were obsessed with your own paths. Your motivations might have been different, but in the end, I'm still just a pawn to you too. I want us to be a family again. But I don't know if we can ever have that. Maybe we don't deserve that kind of happiness. Maybe it isn't for us. But we have to stop him, before he goes too far. And to do that, we need the Elder Scroll.
I'm sorry, Serana. I didn't know. I didn't see. I've allowed my hatred of your father to estrange us for too long. Forgive me. If you want the Elder Scroll, it's yours. Your intentions are still somewhat unclear to me, but for Serana's sake, I'll assist you in any way that I can. Yes, I've kept it safely secured here ever since I was imprisoned. Fortunately, you're in a position to breach the barrier that surrounds these ruins. You need to locate the tallest of the rocky spires that surround these ruins. At their bases, the barrier's energy is being drawn from unfortunate souls that have been exiled here. Destroy the keepers that are tending them, and it should bring the barrier down. One more word of warning. There's a dragon that calls itself Durnevere roaming the cairn. Be wary of him. The Ideal Masters have charged him with overseeing the Keepers, and will undoubtedly intervene if you're perceived as a threat. Harkon's vision is a world plunged in eternal darkness, where the vampire can flourish, and never again fear the tyranny of the sun. What he fails to realize is how much attention would be called to our kind if the prophecy came to fruition. If eternal night fell, there are many who wouldn't stand for it. They would raise armies and the order of the day would be our destruction, until every last vampire was hunted down and eliminated. I do. It's how the vampire has survived for millennia, and the only way we can continue to survive in the future. When I entered the Soul Cairn, I had intended to strike a bargain with the Ideal Masters, the custodians of this place. I requested refuge in the Soul Cairn, and in exchange, I would provide the Ideal Masters the souls that they craved. If I had foreseen the value they placed on my own soul, I would never have come here. The Ideal Masters unleashed their keepers and sent them to destroy me. Fortunately, I was able to hold them at bay and retreat into these ruins. Unfortunately, yes. Since the Keepers weren't able to claim my soul, they had their minions construct a barrier that I'd never be able to breach. Time has very little meaning to me. Consequently, it has little... I suppose you could call this the ultimate waiting game. Each watching the other to see which will give in. As you've been traveling in the Soul Cairn, your body has become attuned to it. Let's just say a tiny part of you rubbed off on it, and in its place, a bit of the soul cairn filled the void. You should find no difficulty using the portal any longer. Be careful, and keep my daughter safe. If you want that, I know very little. They're mystic entities that lord over the soul cairn, controlling every aspect from its fabric to its appearance. Well, some necromancers believe they are the crystalline structures dotting the soul cairn. I believe there's more to it than that. I think they transcend what we perceive as a physical form. Perhaps they were once corporeal beings, but they've obviously reached a point where they no longer require a tangible presence. Conduits, through which the Ideal Masters speak to their underlings and feed on their victims. The Ideal Masters' weakness is their insatiable hunger. It's the reason for the soul cairn's existence, and the only leverage a necromancer has when bargaining with them. The ability to summon powerful undead guardians, as one would conjure an Atronak or Daedra. However, the majority of necromancers that are foolish enough to enter into a bargain with the Ideal Masters wind up here, as harvested souls. Be careful, and keep my daughter safe.
Let's kill those keeper things and get back to the prison. I knew I heard something. Like this. Let's kill those keeper things and... Relieved, I think. All those things had been building for a while. You have no idea how long I wanted to say that to her. Look, I loved my father, but when he found that prophecy, that became his life. Everything else, even me and my mother, we just became clutter. I was close with my mother, but she just kept feeding me her opinions of him, and eventually I started believing them. The moment we gave ourselves to Molik Bal, things got really icy between them. They were both drunk with power, and pulling in different directions. And then he found that prophecy, and that was it. I was. Honestly, it took me up until now to figure out that my mother was really just as bad as he was. He was obsessed with power. She was obsessed with seeing him fail. It was just so toxic. Maybe I could have seen this coming. We could all be better off now. Definitely. You must think my life has been so strange. It sounds like... Anyway, we should keep moving. Let's kill those keeper things and get back to the prison. I can't believe we found my mother alive. This better not be all the things you just can't be bothered with. Where'd you come from? What have you got? That'll teach you. The sooner we get out of this place, the better. Let's kill those keeper things and get back to the prison. Where'd you come from? Tough day for you. That'll teach you. I'm glad here. I don't think I could be doing this alone. Where'd you come from? What have you got? The barrier should be gone now. Let's head back. I can't believe we found my mother alive. This better not be all the things you just can't be bothered with.
You managed to destroy all 3 keepers? Very impressive. You managed to destroy all 3 keepers? Very impressive. Yes. Please follow me. Keep watch for Durnevere. With the prison's barrier down, he's almost certain to investigate.
I hear something.
It's Durnevere. He's here. Defend yourselves.
Huh?
That'll teach you.
Come on, she's leading us to the scroll.
Forgive my astonishment, but I never thought I'd witness the death of that dragon.
Come on, she's leading us to the scroll. Come on, she's leading us to the scroll.
Forgive my astonishment, but I never thought I'd witness the death of that dragon. Volumes written on Durnevere alleged that he can't be slain by normal means. It appears they were mistaken. Unless... the soul of a dragon is as resilient as its owner's scaly hide. It's possible that your killing blow has merely displaced Durnevere's physical form while he reconstitutes himself. Minutes, hours, years, I can't even begin to guess. I suggest we don't wait around to find out. Now, let's get you the Elder Scroll and you can be on your way.
Come on, she's leading us to the scroll.
Now that you've retrieved the Elder Scroll, you should be on your way. I have no choice. As I told you before, If I return to Tamriel, that increases Harkon's likelihood of bringing the tyranny of the sun to fruition. As much as it pains me to send you and... Remember that Harkon is not to be trusted. No matter what he promises. And promise me you'll keep my daughter safe. She's the only thing of value I have left. Did you have anything to ask before you depart? Even if Harkon would likely sense my return to Tamriel. Like Serana, I am a daughter of... My presence in Tamriel would simply... The only way I'd even consider returning to Tamriel. You must understand. He's no longer the man I... He's obsessed. For all of this to end, he must die.
The sooner we get the
Farewell.
scroll home, the sooner we deal with my father.
But Harkon's not to be trusted.
I'm glad we found the scroll, but I wish she could come with us. Come on, let's go home. The sooner we get the scroll home, the sooner we deal with my father. The sooner we get the scroll home, the sooner we deal with my father.
Did you have anything to ask before you depart?
Stay your weapons. I would speak with you, Quinarin. Cursed, not dead. Doomed to exist in this form for eternity. Trapped between Laas and Enoch. Between life and death. I believe in civility among seasoned warriors, and I find your ear worthy of my words. My claws have rended the flesh of innumerable foes, but I have never once been felled on the field of battle. I therefore honor name you Quinarin, or Vanquisher in your tongue. Your words do me great honor. My desire to speak with you was born from the result of our battle, Quinarin. I merely wish to respectfully ask a favor of you. For countless years I've roamed the Soul Cairn in unintended service to the Ideal Masters. Before this, I roamed the skies above Tamriel. I desire to return there. I fear that my time here has taken its toll upon me. I share a bond with this dreaded place. If I ventured far from the Soul Cairn, my strength would begin to wane until I was no more. I will place my name with you, and grant you the right to call my name from Tamriel. Do me this simple honor, and I will fight at your side as your Graze Mazen, your ally, and teach you my Thum. Trivial in your mind, perhaps, For me, it would mean a great deal. I don't require an answer, Quinarin. Simply speak my name to the heavens when you feel the time is right. There was a time when I called Tamriel my home, but those days have long since passed. The Dova roamed the skies, vying for their small slices of territory that resulted in immense and ultimately fatal battles. I was. But unlike some of my brethren, I sought solutions outside the norm in order to maintain my superiority. I began to explore what the Dova call Elok Dilan, the ancient forbidden art that you call necromancy. The Ideal Masters assured me that my powers would... In return, I was to serve them as a keeper until the death of the one who calls herself Valerica. I discovered too late that the Ideal Masters favor deception over honor, and had no intention of releasing me from my binding. They had control of my mind, but fortunately they couldn't free. The Soul Cairn has become a part of what I am. I can never fully call... I only hope that you will allow me the precious moments of time there, through your call.
Where'd you come from?
You must help me find my Arvak. He doesn't deserve to be in a place like this. Arvak, my horse. We came to this horrible place together. We were attacked by monsters, so I told him to run. Please, he's such a loyal creature, and he's been running for so long. You have to save him. A place like this will change you. Arvak? Arvak! Where are you? Arvak, please come back! Come back!
The sooner we get the scroll home, the sooner we deal with my father.
At least the pain is gone.
Please, end this misery.
Come on, let's go home. I'm no fan of the sun, but it would be better than this.
You look a bit peaked. You sure you shouldn't be home? What you learn here will last you a lifetime. Several, if you're talented. You are new here, are you not? We have not spoken. Then allow... I am Savos Arin, Archmage of the College of Winterhold. I am quite content to see nearly any aspect of magic explored and investigated. But I do not and will not approve of any... Are we clear? I've seen documents dating... Events in the last several hundred years resulted in a significant loss of our history, I'm afraid. The Great Collapse, as it has come to be known. An unfortunate natural disaster that ravaged the area. The college fared far better than the city of Winterhold, but it was not left untouched. No one is sure of the cause. Some believe the eruption of Red Mountain had far-reaching consequences that were only felt years later. I know there are some who have blamed the college, said that we were responsible. I assure you this is not the case. Purpose? I should think it's self-evident. Magic is a true power, not something to be shunned by commoners or treated as an amusing diversion by politicians. It shapes worlds, creates and destroys. The college is a place where we can focus on that. The Sea of Ghosts practically came alive. No one was expecting it. Monstrous waves battered the shore for weeks on end. Winterhold was ancient and weathered, but it couldn't withstand the sea's fury. Entire districts of the city were lost overnight. The waves receded in time, but the damage was irreversible. Most residents of Winterhold abandoned what was left of the city. The college survived, and so here we remain. Not often, no. Some risks must be taken, to be sure. I am simply trying to avoid untimely deaths. We also must make an effort to avoid worsening what Skyrim thinks of us. All right, then.
I don't want to see you treating any of these books poorly. Are we clear? Hundreds of years have gone into a... You need a book? You talk to me. Otherwise you're going to find yourself in a lot of pain. A mage is only as good as what he knows. I try to make sure... We've been keeping this collection since the Second Era. Books have come and gone during that time, but it's mostly intact. Of course I do. If I didn't, mages need to be reminded to be careful around research materials. And what do you plan to do with it? Do you even know what you're asking about? Or are you just someone's errand girl? You think that even if I did have one here, it would be kept under the highest security? The greatest thief in the world wouldn't be able to lay a finger on it. I don't know who told you that, but I'll do what I can. I'll bring everything we have on them. So don't get your hopes up. It's mostly lies, leavened with rumor and conjecture. And what do you plan to do with it? Do you even know? You think that it would be kept under the highest security? What about... Wait. Were you the one the Greybeards were calling? I'll bring everything we have on them. So don't get your hopes up. It's mostly lies, leavened with rumor and conjecture. Until next time. Here you go. Try not to spill anything on them. I don't want to see you treating any of these books poorly. Are we clear? Aye, that's the work of Septimus Cygnus. He's the world's master of the nature of Elder Scrolls, but, well, he's been gone for a long while. Too long. Somewhere up north, in the ice fields. He said he found some old Dwemer artifact, but well, that was years ago. Haven't heard from him since.
Welcome to the college.
What you learn here will last you a lifetime. Several, if you're talented.
No matter what, the college will endure. So, you wish to master the arcane arts? Mirabelle will be waiting for you.
Go fiddling with any locks around here. We're going to have a... real problem.
Your skin's as pale as the snow. Trinkets, odds and ends, that sort of thing. Good day.
Honor to you, my Thane.
This place makes me a little uneasy.
Honor to you, my Thane.
Working at the Rift and Fishery is tough, but it puts some coin in my pocket. been a good friend to me. That means something.
Protect yourself right.
Jewelry with legendary Argonian craftsmanship. Buying and selling fine jewelry here.
Come to the finest weapons and armor. The finest weapons and armor. Return. Anytime. What brings you to Balamon today? Looking to protect yourself or deal some damage? Return anytime. You're quite welcome here.
These people seem nervous, which makes me nervous.
Jewelry with legendary Argonian craftsmanship. Buying and selling fine jewelry here.
Let's get indoors. Or in a cave. Anywhere, just out of this.
Protect yourself right. Buy armor from Grelka.
Beautiful baubles and gleaming gemstones.
Nothing like the smell of a... Blades, helmets, pretty much anything to suit your needs. Return anytime. You're quite welcome here.
Welcome back. Good to see you again.
Ours is to smile at your passing, friend. Greeting. Everything I've got on display, really.
Buy some armor.
Safe travels, Landstrider.
You should probably take a look.
Come back when you're ready to spend more gold. Goodness knows I could use it.
Buying and selling fine jewelry
Oh,
here.
it's you. Not here to rob me, are you? Just stay away from me and I'll forget we had this discussion.
Welcome to the Pond Prawn. Come on in, take a look around. Welcome to the... Don't like trinkets, odds and ends, that sort of thing. Aye.
What do you need, my Thane?
I'm no fan of the sun. Better than this.
Are you feeling sick?
May the gods watch over your battles, friend.
I own Hollyfrost Farm outside the city. It's honest work, if a bit dull.
south of here.
I had expected East Grimoire City to be bigger.
Wonder what it's like for those Thalmor, now that they've been taken down a notch.
Yes?
A few septims for my supper is all I ask.
Can I help you? Everyone says Yorland Greymane is the best smith in Skyrim.
Working in Windhelm is
a few
great.
minds
I
about
get to
that.
see Ulfric up close.
They used to call Windhelm the city of
Blade. Come see me.
Anyway.
Did you use my good hammer?
No?
Blast girl, I told you to leave my tools alone. You have yours, and I have mine.
I didn't touch it.
Hammers don't have legs.
Did you look behind the forge? I think I saw it there.
Oh, yes. Now that you mention it, I think... sorry about that.
Working in Windhelm is great. I get to see Ulfric up close.
Whether it's armor you need or a new blade. Need some metal hammered. Hermir's become a... Your skin's as pale as... Everyone says Yorland Greymane is the best smith in Skyrim. I plan to change a few minds about that. Need some metal hammered? I don't see these troubles as to bring Ulfric Shore's bones. I might just have to. Looking to protect yourself or deal some damage? Whether it's armor you need or a new blade, come see me.